EIA is defined as a study to identify, predict, evaluate, and communicate information considering both the positive and the negative impact on the environment of a proposed project and to describe mitigation action before the project approval and implementation. EIA is important for protecting nature, ensure sustainable growth, safeguarding public health, improving social well-being, and others. The main objective of EIA is to identify environmental impact. This includes considering how a project may influence air, water, wildlife, plant, soil, and human health. The case study project we choose is the SAMU project. The SAMU project is located in the Sepitang Oil and Gas Industrial Park, Sogit in Sabah, Malaysia. The main purpose is to produce granulated urea, which is used to make fertilizer. This project was handled by Petronas Chemical Fertilizer Sabah Sdn Bhd to produce 1.2 million tons of urea fertilizer annually to support agriculture. The project cost around 4.6 billion ringgit and include an ammonia plant, a urea production plant, and granulation urea utility and other facilities.
The EIA process for the SAMU project begins with screening, which determines whether a full EIA is necessary or not. This involves an initial evaluation of the potential environmental impact based on the project size, type, and location. Projects with significant potential impacts proceed to the scoping stage. A challenge here is that the initial data may be insufficient to fully determine the impacts. Scoping identifies key environmental issues and concerns to be addressed to the EIA. This involves engaging stakeholders, including local communities and experts, to gather input on potential impacts. The outcome is the development of the term of reference for the detailed impact assessment. In this part, ensuring comprehensive and inclusive stakeholder engagement can be challenging. The next stage is impact assessment, which involves conducting a detailed analysis of the potential environmental impact. The methodologies that were used are QRA, Quantitative Risk Assessment, by using DNV Fast Risk 6.54 model software to assess the risk scenario, and also interviews and surveys were conducted with the project managers, engineers, safety officers, and local communities. The key area of the impact include public health, nature resources, and also ecosystem impacts. Challenges in this stage include gathering data and the technical complexity of using sophisticated tools. Mitigation measures propose action to prevent, reduce, or offset adverse environmental impacts. Example includes the use of silk curtain during dredging activities for sediment control, proper storage and disposal for the construction and hazardous waste for the waste management, the installation of the dust suppression system, and also the noise barriers for the pollution control. This measure ensure compliance through regular inspections and maintenance, but the cost of this measure can be a significant challenge. Monitoring track the effectiveness of the mitigation measure and ensure compliance with the environmental regulations. Continuous monitoring involves regular data collection of the water and air quality, noise level, and waste management. And community feedback is also gathered through the ongoing surveys. This allows the adjustment of the mitigation strategies based on the feedback and results. Challenges in this stage include the sustained effort required for long-term monitoring and the complexity of handling and analyzing large volume of data. The EIA for the SAMU project identifies several key impacts. Negative short-term impact include air pollution from dust and emission from construction activities, water pollution from runoff and sedimentation, affecting marine life, and also noise pollution disrupting local communities. Meanwhile, long-term negative impacts include ecosystem degradation, harming local flora and fauna, and public health risks from prolonged exposure to the pollutants leading to the chronic diseases. Positive impacts were also noted. In the short term, job creation boosts the local economy, providing employment opportunities. And for the long-term positive impacts include regional economic growth, attracting further investment, and also infrastructure improvement, such as enhanced roads, utilities, and public services benefiting the communities.
Next is mitigation measures proposed. There are 4 issues, which is morphological impacts with its mitigation, limit the footprint of jetty structure to minimize permanent impacts, coastal profile monitoring during and after construction. For effectiveness is minor impact due to localized changes. Challenges might include ensuring accurate and timely monitoring. For the next issue is sediment plumes. With its mitigation, use of silk curtains, regular maintenance of dredging equipment, and disposal sites, monitoring of sediment concentration. For effectiveness is minor local impact expected. Challenges include maintaining effectiveness of silk curtains and preventing accidental spills. For the next issue is water pollution impacts, adherence to environmental guidelines for waste discharge, strict location regulations for diesel storage, emergency response plans for spills, and effectiveness is minor impacts expected during construction. Challenges may include strict adherence to guidelines and response readiness. Next is waste management for the issue, with its mitigation, proper storage, and disposal practices for various types of waste, regular maintenance and inspection of waste storage areas. For effectiveness is minor temporary impact, challenges include ensuring compliance with waste handling procedures throughout the project. Challenges in implementations. There are monitoring and compliance, which is ensuring that monitoring programs are consistently carried as per schedule and that mitigation measures are effectively implemented. Next is emergency response, being prepared to handle unexpected incidents such as spills or breach of environmental regulations. Challenges in implementations. There are monitoring and lastly is long-term impact, addressing cumulative impacts that may arise despite mitigation efforts, especially in dynamic environmental conditions. Lastly is long-term impact, addressing cumulative impacts that may arise despite mitigation efforts, especially in dynamic environmental conditions. Lastly is long-term impact, addressing cumulative impacts that may arise despite mitigation efforts, especially in dynamic environmental conditions. Lastly is long-term impact, addressing cumulative impacts that may arise despite mitigation efforts. For role of public participation, involve informing and consulting with public about the project, its potential impacts, and proposed mitigation measures, included public consultations, meeting with stakeholders, and opportunity for public feedback on the project EIA report. For the next one is significant public concerns or contribution. Highlight specific concerns raised by the public regarding potential environmental impacts such as habitat destruction, water quality, or local livelihood. Include suggestion for additional mitigation measures, concern about the accuracy or completeness on EIA reports, or requests for alternative project designs. Moving on addressing public concerns. Address public concerns by incorporating feedback into the final EIA report and decision-making process. For effectiveness of public participation can be evaluated based on how well concerns were addressed in the final project plans and whether stakeholders feel their input influence decision-making.
Firstly is the community response to the SAMU project. Findings from the EIA indicated that the community in Sipitang viewed the SAMU project positively. They saw it as a promising source of income and new job opportunities that can boost local support for the development. The SAMU project has transformed Sipitang, turning it into a bustling hub for the oil and gas industry. As a result, Sipitang developed various self-sustaining facilities that supported the local economy by providing necessary services and infrastructure. The EIA for the SAMU project, including jetty development, was approved by the DOE in June 2011. This approval indicates that the project met the required environmental standards and it signifies that the project underwent a detailed environmental inspection. Next, the EIA specified the need for ongoing environmental monitoring during the construction phase to ensure compliance and mitigate negative impacts, such as regularly track noise levels to prevent excessive noise pollution and minimize its impact on the local community. Other than that, an environmental management plan (EMP) consultant will conduct detailed environmental monitoring every 3 months to ensure that all environmental standards are maintained throughout the construction period. Moving on to the next one, which is valuable lessons from the EIA process. The first one is about the importance of stakeholders' collaboration. Engaging with government agencies, local communities, and environmental experts is very important during EIA process since it includes various viewpoints and ensures more comprehensive environmental assessment. Moving on to the next one, which is valuable. Next, continuous monitoring. Implementing programs to monitor environmental impacts during and after construction is very important for ongoing environmental management since it helps verify that mitigation measures are working as intended and maintaining environmental standards. Next, continuous monitoring. In addition, maintaining transparency in the EIA process is essential because it helps stakeholders understand and trust the assessment outcomes along with holding all parties accountable for environmental impacts by ensures that each party is aware and takes ownership of their environmental impact, promoting better practices. Other than that, clear communication and responsibility build trust and also ensure compliance.